Hi, I'm Ryan Kaplan with Pressure Bomb Express, and I'm going to show you how to properly pressure bomb some Paradox Chandler walnuts. The first step in the process is you need to take your readings at about noon to 4 o'clock. Some people say noon to 3, but we will go up until about 4 here at our ranch, and the readings don't seem to change too much. Next, you're going to use these foil baggies provided from the Pressure Bomb Company. They make 2 different sizes. This is the bigger size. It works perfect for the walnut leaf. And then if you're doing an almond or a prune, you'll use a bag that's about half the size that I'll show you in the other tutorial videos. So what we want to do is once you're at your location that we're going to take your samples at, we're going to find where we're going to take our samples, and we're going to walk along, and we're going to hang 3 bags on 3 different trees in one row, evenly dispersed, and then we're going to walk over 1 row and hang 2 bags right there. So we'll do a total of 5 leaves. You can do as little as 1 if you want, but what we do is we take the 5 leaf readings and we average them, and then we adjust them for temperature and humidity, and it gives us a better feel of what the orchard's really showing stress-wise. If you only do 1 leaf and you get a sick branch, it's not really going to show you the proper stress of your whole orchard, so we do 5. Now I'll take you around and show you how to properly hang the bags. So now we're going to go and we're going to hang our 5 bags on 5 different trees. And what you're looking for when you're doing this process is you want to find 5 healthy trees that are representative of your whole orchard. If there's a weak tree that you come to, I would skip it and hang it on the next tree that's healthy and is going to give you a representative, explanation of what your whole orchard is showing stress-wise. So if this is our first tree, some of the people that pressure bomb like to take their readings really close to the trunk. I like to move about halfway from the trunk out to the outside of the canopy and look for a healthy branch and a healthy leaf. This leaf is perfect. You don't want to take one that's really small because the majority of the leaves on the walnut tree are going to be around this size. So another tip when you're selecting your leaf is you want a healthy leaf that doesn't have any damage, and you also want one with a long petiole. This makes it a lot easier when you put your leaf in the foil bag. You have enough stem there that when you cut it off and put it into the pressure bomb, you can actually get it through the O-ring and the pressure bomb. If you get one that's really short, sometimes it's really tricky to get it through the pressure bomb unit, and you'll crack it and it'll give you a high pressure bomb reading. So this is a perfect leaf. When we go to hang it, these bags that we have a little Ziploc baggie on them so you can clamp them down nice and easy. We'll come in. On a leaf of this size, you can usually get it in here just normally like this, and it fits perfect. Sometimes if it's a big leaf, you'll need to kind of fold it in half really gently without cracking it. Once it's in there, I like to close the Ziploc from the outsides, working your way in, and you don't have to clamp it really tight, because if you crack that stem, you're going to get a false reading. So once it's on there, you'll leave it, and you'll leave it for 10 minutes and let it equalize with the trunk of the tree. So then we'll move on to the next tree in the line. This tree is a healthy looking one. It's representative. So we'll find another nice leaf on this tree, and we'll do the same thing. Same process on all 5 trees. After your bags have been hung for 10 minutes, it's time to remove the leaves and take them over to start your pressure bombing. So the walnut leaves are the easiest leaves to pressure bomb because they're so big and the stems are so long. So the first thing you do is you'll use your razor blade. You'll come in, move as far up the stem to the next leaf as you can, support the leaf, and make a clean cut. Once you've done that, you're ready to take the leaf over to the pressure bomb and start doing your readings. I usually tend to collect 3 leaves, come back and pressure bomb those 3, and then go collect the next 2 in the row over from it, and then we'll pressure bomb those. So for now, I'll show you how the process works. Once you have your bag and your leaf, my next step usually is to take the razor blade, put it on the leaf on a flat surface, and make a clean cut. Once you make that clean cut, it makes it easier to see when the water comes out of the stem once you put it under pressure in the pressure chamber. Another tip that I use is I will fold the corners of the bag to make kind of a triangle, and that is like a funnel when you're sticking it up through the cap. It makes it just easier to do it. So you hold it like this, remove the cap. The cap of the pressure chamber, the black part is the tightening knob. If you turn it to the right, it tightens the O-ring that the stem's going to go through. Turn it to the left, and it loosens the O-ring. So through the back, you'll take the stem, stick it through the O-ring. Once it's all the way in there, this is a tricky part that you'll get better and better at over time, but you'll support the stem so it doesn't crack and tighten down the cap. Once that is pretty tight, you're going to move the leaf into the chamber, but these walnut leaves are pretty big, so the next thing you have to do is you have to keep these down, and I tend to kind of fold the bag a little bit. As you can do it without cracking the leaf, but be very gentle with it. Then you can take it and get it in the chamber, work it down in there nice and easy. Turn it, now it's on. Then I tend to give it another turn or two to make sure that the O-ring is tight around the stem. If it's loose, when you turn on the air, it'll make a high-pitched sound, and you'll know that you need to either tighten it or the foil bag has been caught between the cap and the chamber, and you need to undo it and put the bag in and make sure it's clean. So once it's set up, then the next step is to take your magnifying glass, and you're going to set it down, and you're going to look directly at the stem. Once you're ready there and you have a good view of the stem tip, you're going to turn on the valve to start letting nitrogen start flowing into the chamber. That's a perfect sound. So you'll keep one eye on the stem and one eye on the gauge, watching where that number is. Looking back, and once you have water coming out the tip, you'll stop the flow, turn the valve to off, and we're at about 5 bars. That's when there's water coming out. So you would either write that down on your manual input sheet and then put it into the computer when you get to the office, or you can plug it into the app. And from there, you're good. So at this point, you know that this leaf was 5 bars. You can let exhaust off the pressure with the valve. When you exhaust off the pressure, once the gauge is down to 0, that means there's no pressure in the chamber. And at this point, you can remove the cap. If you remove the cap before the pressure's bled off, there's pressure, it'll blow the cap off. So be careful and make sure you remove the pressure. At this point, you can remove the leaf, loosen up the top, let the leaf fall through. If you got a really funky reading, like a really stressed reading, you can remove the leaf and examine the stem. Sometimes if there's a crack in the stem when you were putting it in there, that'll cause false readings. So make sure you're gentle and make sure you didn't crack the stem. So at that point, you can discard the leaf, move this one off to the side, and you can move on to your next leaf. That's how you take a walnut reading.